Hello and welcome back. This is the second video of our series where we are going to build this full stack Facebook clone. In this video we are going to finish the front end of our app. So let's go to VS Code. Okay, so quick talk before we start. If you ever get stuck or need help with the projects, you can book a study session with me on Fiverr, link in the description. Otherwise, you can join my Discord where you can find a community of people just like you. Okay, back to coding. Let's continue and I'm gonna create the posts now. So I'm gonna make this small screen again. So let's start by creating the post now. I'm gonna go to the feed and here I'm gonna create the post. I'm gonna create a new component called posts.js. REACT.JS and save, and let's import it in the feed. Posts, save, and we have this post. Now the thing is we have to go to the posts and here we're gonna have a collection of posts. So I'll show you what I mean. So I'm gonna say const first I'm gonna have only a post actually, so let's stick with this. In this post I'm gonna have, for example, a post, and this, for example, if we have in the database multiple posts, they're gonna show up like this. Okay, so for now we are gonna take them from our local host, so from this app, but later we are gonna take them from the database. So for later we are gonna create this post right here. So in the components we are gonna create another post.js, REACT and save, and let's create multiple posts. So just like this. Let's import the post, save, and we have multiple posts. Now we want just one for now, but let's go and configure this post. So at the top we are going to have the image of the user. So let's start. So we're gonna need some images from the image folder, so I'm gonna paste them right here. Again, there are a lot of them, so I'm not gonna type them manually, but they start from line 3 and they end to line 13. So you can type them manually, or you can just go to my GitHub repo and copy this. So we can start by importing the user image. So where is it? So the guy, this one. I'm gonna create here another div, and inside this div, this is gonna be the header of the post. So first let's create actually the layout of the post. So we're gonna have the header of the post, then we're gonna have the input of the post, then we're gonna have the image of the post, then after the image we're gonna have the likes. So we're gonna have the number of the likes and the buttons. So I'm gonna say after the image, number of likes and the buttons. Then after that we're gonna have the comment section. So I'm gonna say comment section, comment section. Then we are gonna have the inputs. So after we have the comments, then we have the input where we type the comments, and then after the input, that's it. So that's the last thing. So we'll start by building the header of this post. So in the header, we're gonna have the image of the user, the username, the timestamp, and the 3 dots on the right. So I'm gonna start by adding the image. So inside this div, I'm gonna create an image component, and I'm gonna have a source of guy and save. Let's give this a width of 10 and a height of 10. I think it's 12 should be better. I'm gonna say rounded full, so class name equals rounded full. Class name not like this, but like this. So rounded full and save. Now let's give this a background of white. So class name bg white. I'm gonna say rounded 1 rem. Okay, and now we have the same thing as earlier, so we have to have the same margin here. So for the post, to fix this, we are gonna go to the post, and I'm gonna say class name. I'm gonna say normally here on the mobile sizes, we want first, let's add some margin on the y-axis of 4, maybe 6. Okay, 6, maybe 5. No, let's leave it at 6. So we want to do the same thing, so the same we want the same sizing. So to do this, we are gonna copy something from the stories. So let's take this max width of 25, took that. So in posts, we want to say this and save. Now let's create another div, and inside this div we are gonna paste this one and save. Now the width should be screen, and we can say here margin X auto. Save this, and now we have it centered. So on the mobile it's centered, then it's centered as here, it's centered as well. If we give this a padding of the X of 2, no, but a margin. Actually, we can give this padding inside the post. Okay, so inside this post we have to give the margin. So only here, actually only here we can say margin padding X of 2, and let's try with 4 maybe. Let's check what's the padding here as well. I mean, they don't need to match, but let's say 5 and leave it like this. So 5, we want some padding on the Y of 4. Okay, so this is gonna be the header of the post. Next thing to add is to add the username. So I'm gonna create a p tag. I'm gonna say Joe Doe. Again, flex, item center, class name. We want a font of bold. We want margin of the left of 2 and maybe 4 actually. 3. Okay, leave it like this. Now we're gonna have a div with this padding because we want to add a timestamp as well. So I'm gonna say for example a day ago, so or 3 hours ago. Save this. Now class name text XS Margin on the right, what was it? So margin left of 3. I'm gonna move it here. All right, now I'm gonna need the world image, so let me check be world. Okay, so I'm gonna have this one. I'm gonna create another div. I'm gonna put this paragraph here, and I want save. Let me save. I'm gonna create an image component. I'm gonna say source, and for the source is this one, be world. Okay, paste it here, save. Let me import the image. Where's the image? Oh, we have to add we have to put this image inside a div, that's why it's not appearing. So let's say width of 4 and height of 4. Be world. It's not appearing. Oh, this is not an image actually, so my bad. This is from React icons, so it's gonna be world, save, and here we go. Now we have it. So I'm gonna say flex. So we have 3 hours ago, and we need a span as well. So the little dot. Let me copy the little dot. So from the header. This is an HTML tag, so I'm gonna copy it, and here after 3 hours, here I'm gonna paste this and save. Not here, but here. Save. I'm gonna give some space here as well, and this looks good. Now the thing is, I want to add a little bit more space. So instead of adding space, I'm gonna say class name, padding left of 2, and I'm gonna say shrink of 0. Shrink 0. Okay, so margin left of 2. Perfect. Let's say 1 actually, because it's too much. 1, 3 hours ago. And let's continue. We're gonna have the 3 dots at the end, so right here. So to do this, I'm gonna create a div, and inside this div I have the dots. Where are the dots? Heart dots. Okay, so this one, it's an image, so I'm gonna create an image component. I'm gonna say source, and the dots inside, they are way too big. I'm gonna say width 10, height 10, flex item center, let's say justify between, and to fix this we have to include into a div this one and this one. So from here to here I'm gonna include it into a div, and this div is gonna be flex and item center, and this looks fine. So what else is it? Let's check it on mobile. This looks fine on mobile as well. So let's continue by creating the, let me make this smaller. What do we have here? Let me inspect this, because I think we have let me refresh. We might have a problem now. I'm not sure where this came from, but we have a huge space right here. So let's inspect this and see what's up. I'll go to responsive. Oh yeah. Okay, so this one, I think we've said width of full, width screen, yeah. So on small we want this to be width full and save. So if we refresh now, everything should be okay. Let's check to be sure. Yeah, everything looks okay now on mobile. And if we go responsive, yeah, we don't have that space anymore. So let's go back. Okay, let's continue with the input. So now if you go to the post, into the input, I'm gonna create a div, and here I'm gonna just have a simple text. So I'm gonna say a p tag. I'm gonna say my brand new car, and save. Where is it? Oh, okay, it's here. And I'm gonna say margin to the top of 2, maybe 3. 2 looks okay. No, I'm gonna leave it as 3. Now the next thing that this is the input, that's it. Next thing is the image. This is gonna be very simple as well. So let's import the car image. So I'm gonna copy the cars and I'm gonna create an image inside. Save, source equals car, save. Let's wait for the image to load. Voila, we have the car image. Now as you can see, we have this margin that we don't want. And first before that, as you can see, we have this white space right here. This is because when we said in the feed, we said height of screen, and we don't need this anymore because the height is bigger than the screen now. Let's check it on mobile as well, so we're sure we did not break anything. Okay, so now you have this white space because we don't have enough content to cover this space. But when we finish with the posts and there are gonna be another post, you won't have this white space here. Let's go back. Now let's continue. So we don't want this margin, as you can see. So we're gonna go to post, and here I'm gonna say margin on the x-axis of 2, but we want it to be with minus, and I think it's 4, and we still have some, so I'm gonna say 5. Yeah, I think 5 it's the margin on the x-axis. Let's check it on mobile. Looks fine on mobile as well, to the end of the post. So let's continue. Now we finished with the image. That was it, so nothing more to add. Now we're gonna create the number of the likes and the buttons. So not p but buttons. Now this is gonna be a div, and we're gonna have 2 images. So it's gonna be the heart and the like. Here I'm gonna create an image component inside this div with the source equal with heart, and save. Now I'm gonna say width of 4 and height of 4. Maybe 5, and I'm gonna do the same thing, and I'm gonna duplicate this, but with the like one. So we have the like and the heart. So here I'm gonna have the like. It's not a heart, so yeah, okay, it loaded. But this one should have width 4 and height of 4 because it's bigger. Let me check this. So 1.25 RAM. I don't think they're equal. I'm not sure. So I'm gonna say flex. and instead of 1 rem I'm gonna say 1.1 rem. So I'm gonna have a custom sizing 1.1 rem. Okay, now they're equal. Yeah. So next what we want to do is to say that there is too much space here. Is it? I'm not sure. No, it looks good. I'm gonna just give this padding, not padding, but a margin left of 2 maybe here. Okay, so we have this, but it's too much. I'm gonna say only 1. No, I think we don't need that all. Or margin left, let's say 2 pixels or something. Okay, now looks good. Next we have this one, we have this one, we have 1, and this is the second one inside this div. So I'm gonna create another div, or am I? Yeah, no, I'm gonna paste it in here. So I'm gonna have this here, a paragraph with Emily Doe and another 372 liked this. Now when we are done, we're gonna take this number from the database, so the number of the likes and the number of the comments, and the likes and the comments as well. We're gonna take them from the database, but for now we're gonna leave this because we are building the front end first and then the back end. So let's say class name of a text. I'm gonna leave it like this, but I'm gonna take the color. I'm gonna take the color of the text. Let me get the color. So it's gonna be this one. I'm gonna paste it right here. Save this, and we have this nice color. Now flex, I'm gonna say items center. Are they centered though? I think I'm gonna give some padding to the left of 3, 2. Okay, but I'm not sure they're I'm not sure that they are item center. I'm not sure that they are really centered. So flex item center. Let me check this. Okay, so they are centered, but they are different sizes, so they look a little bit different, but they are centered indeed. So let's go back. The next thing, we have the comment on the we have the number of the comments that we have to add. So let's let me see. I'm gonna create another div, and I'm gonna include this whole div inside this inside this one. I'm gonna delete this white space and save. Now I'm gonna create another paragraph, and I'm gonna say let's say 372 comments, and let's say 21,000 of likes, because it's a nice car, so we'll have a lot of likes. And let's continue. I'm gonna say flex to here, flex items, not center, but I'm gonna say justify between. So we have this at the end, and we want this text to move it right here, and save. So now we have the comments as well in the same with the same text. We could give this some margin to the top, so I'm gonna say margin top of 2, maybe 1 only, and my brand new car should have margin on the bottom 2 at least. Yeah, 2, maybe 3. So if you want to add 3, margin on the Y, not on the top. Perfect. Let's continue. Now we're gonna have the buttons, but we need some border first. So a number of likes plus the buttons. Okay. So we have the number of likes. So I'm gonna create another div again, and I'm gonna put everything inside this div and save. And outside this one, I'm gonna create another one, and here we are gonna have the first border. So I'm gonna say border on the bottom, and then I'm gonna create another one, same thing again, and inside them I'm gonna have the actual buttons. So let me test this. Okay, so here we are gonna have the like, comment, and the share button. Let's get the like button. I think it's this one. Be like, is it? Yeah, I think it's this one. Be smile. Is it be smile? Let me check this fast. Okay, so it's this one. Okay, be like. So let's go, and here instead of this one we're gonna have 3 buttons. So 3 divs, and let's, oops, it's be like, yeah, imported this. Now I'm gonna have 2 more. So I'm gonna add a paragraph. I'm gonna say like, I'm gonna say flex here, I'm gonna say item center. Let's give class name padding left of 2, 1 maybe, 1. No, let's leave it as 2. Now this button should be bigger, so let's say class name width 12, height 12. Okay, way too much. 8 maybe. Nope. 7 should do. Maybe 6. Yeah, 6. So height and width of 6. Now this like should be bigger as well. So I'm gonna say text 16 pixel, 18 pixels. Very well. So now let's copy this and create a comment and a share. So the comment should be comment alt. Yeah, I think it's this one. So here instead of like, I'm gonna have the comment, and then instead of the, where's the share? So I'm gonna take the share, smile, outline GIF, camera, arrow down, share. Oh, this one. So it's not an icon, it's an image. So I'm gonna say src. I'm gonna paste the share. I'm gonna create another div. I'm gonna paste this image inside the div. Save. This class name should be here. I'm gonna delete this class name and save, and we get this share button. Now the comment, it's way too big, so let's say 5 and 5. Let's say flex. Where is it? So I'm gonna say here, yeah, here, flex, say item, no, justify between, and they look okay. So let's say margin on the Y of 2. Now the border should have margin on the Y of 2 actually. So I'm gonna say the same thing for this border as well. So for this one, save. Okay, so now here, instead of margin y of 2, I'm gonna say just 1. Wait, let me check. Actually, I'm gonna delete this margin. I was thinking that no, this looks okay. I think, yeah. Actually, this looks okay. We don't need to modify it. So here we have the comment, save, and this is gonna be share, and save. Now the button looks all right. We can give some margin. That's, I think, the last thing we can do. So margin on the X of 2, or maybe 4. Okay, let's try with 6 maybe. And save now. Okay, now I think they look all right. I guess we can leave this. This is too much space here, I think. So no, it's not. I think it looks okay. Let me make this bigger, full screen. Now it looks okay. So the next thing to do is to add the comments. So if you go here, make this smaller. In the comment section, here we're gonna have the number of the comments and then the actual comments. So I'm gonna have a div, and first gonna be with the number of the comments. So I'm gonna have 2 paragraphs. First, see 376. How many comments did we have? 370. See 371. Previous comments. 370. Save. And we're gonna have another paragraph that it's going to say most relevant, and we're gonna have the arrow down. So the arrow down, it's this one. So inside we're gonna have this, and save. Actually, we can't do this because we have to edit outside, because we want to give it a class of flex. So let's add the paragraph and the logo, and here now we can say flex. Okay, and they are in line now. So items center. Now let's say flex here as well, and justify between. Perfect. Now the color doesn't, we have to take the color, have to take this color. I'm gonna copy this, and actually I think we should give it here, the color. No. Save. So the color, we have to add it to the comments. So here. No, actually let's give it here, because we are gonna have comments that are not this color. So we have the most relevant, see the comments. Now let's create the actual comment. So outside this div, I'm gonna create the first comment. So we're gonna have the image of the user. Yeah, so the image, I think it's at the top, should be the guy image. Yeah, should be this one. So I'm gonna add the image right here. I'm gonna create a div and an image component. This should be source guy, and save with 12, height 12, maybe 10. I'm gonna say rounded full, rounded full. Should have a margin on the y of 2. Save. The next thing is to add the paragraph and say Joe Doe. say flex, save, items center, margin to the left, so class name, margin left of 2. This text should be a font bold. And what else? We have the Joe Doe. I think we should add the comment as well. So this is the name of the user. Then we are going to have the comment. So I'm gonna create another p tag, and this will have the comment. So whoa, what a nice car, or I love the color, and save. Let's give some the same thing, copy, paste. We don't want the font bold, and save. And this should be the comment. Now we can add a like and reply thing. So just outside, I'd say, let me see, with 10. So we have the image. So just outside, let's create another div. Let's put this one inside this div, and outside I'm gonna have another div. So with 2 paragraph that it's like and reply. So reply and save. Now I'm gonna say flex. We want margin on the right of 4, maybe on the left, my bad. Let's try with 20, 16. Okay, I'm gonna say to rem, maybe 4, 3.5 per 4, 3.3, actually 3. Okay, so now we don't want this. So here we have margin on the Y of 2, but we want it only at the top. Okay, we want some space between those two. So I'm gonna say class name, margin on the right of 2, and yeah, I think that's it. Maybe less margin here. So to do this, I'm gonna say margin top 1, but I'm gonna be -1. So voila, we have this like and reply that looks that sticks to this comment. Maybe 2. Let's try with 2. Maybe 1.5. Yeah, perfect. So we can see margin at the top of 3, 4. No, let's leave it as 3. Okay. Next thing, we have the comment, the username. I think we're done with the comment. So if we want to duplicate a comment, so we have 2 of them, I'm gonna say save, and let's say I'm gonna say another comment. So first, second comment, and save. Next thing is to add the input. So let's create this, and we are done with the post. After this, we'll need the image of the user. So I'm gonna say image. I'm gonna have the guy. So source equals the guy image. Again, we want this to have the same size. So I'm gonna say width 10, height 10, and save. Class name, rounded full. Now let's give some margin to the top, margin top of 4. And now let's add the input. So let's create another div. I'm gonna put this one inside, inside, save. Let's create another div for the input. Oops, I'm gonna create an input with a placeholder of write a comment. So placeholder equals write a comment, and save. Let's give this flex. I'm gonna say item center. Here we don't need this outline, so outline 0, outline 0, write a comment. Oh, my bad. We have to create a class name, outline 0, and save. Now this does not look center, so I'm gonna say flex and save, items center. What's the problem here? Oh, margin top not here but here. Save. Perfect. I'm not sure we need this. Yeah, we don't need it. Let's say margin on the left of 2. What's next? Write a comment. Oh, the input needs the color, so let me take the color, text, this one, copy it and paste it here. Not text but BG, so the background of the text. Okay, so it's not this color. So if you go to the where have we used it, so here in the new post, let me go to the new post and copy the color. Where is it? Here, background, this one. Gonna go to the post and let's paste it here. Let's check this out. Perfect. I'm gonna say padding 1, rounded full, maybe padding 2. Perfect. And the width should be full, so say width full. Now the image just got smaller, so we have to say shrink 0, but not here, but here to this div, and save, and the image is now okay. Now the input should be as long as possible. So where do we add the width full? We should add width full here, and we have the input full. At the end we want a post button, so let's create a button as well. So first we want the background not to the input but to the div, and save. Now we want actually the input as well with the same color, and I'm gonna say rounded full for where is it? Rounded full for this div as well. Perfect. Now let's add the button. So just outside the input, I'm gonna create let's say a div, maybe, yeah, a div with a button, and this is gonna say post. Let's see this better. I'm gonna make this smaller. Okay, I'm gonna say flex here, so write a comment. Where is it? Here, flex, item center, I'm gonna say margin right of 2, and save, maybe 4. Yeah, looks good now. We want this to have a background of blue 400. We want the text to be white, all that thing. So class name here, I'm gonna say text, not text but font bold. Save this. We want some padding on the x-axis of 1, font bold. Okay, maybe padding on the x of 2. I'm gonna say rounded full, but not here. We're gonna move this here and save. Now we have this button, is this nice button. The last thing to do is to add the images, so the smiley face, the photo, and the GIF. So let's take them from the top. So should be this outline camera. First one, it's actually the emoji. So where is it? Be smile. So post, and then the button. Okay, so we're gonna add them right here. So it's the be smile. Then if we go to the top, it's outline camera. Let's duplicate and paste here. And then after the camera, it's outline GIF. So let's duplicate and paste it here. So now we have these images that should not be here, but actually let me think. So we have the input. Okay, we can put the images just outside. Okay, and save, and they should be position absolute. So let's say I'm gonna create a div and put all the images inside this div and save. I'm gonna say flex absolute. This is gonna be relative to this, and let's say right 0. So not 0 but 10 maybe. Let's say 20. Let's say 17. Oops, 16. So let's see, 16 means 4 RAM. So if it's a custom size, it's gonna be 3.5 RAM. Okay, so let's say 4.5. Perfect. Now we want a space 6 of 2. Perfect. Now it looks good. The color should be the same as this one. So I'm gonna say text and paste this. Okay, not this color, but the one, where is it? That we copied earlier. So this one. So where are the images? Here. I'm gonna say this, so this color. Perfect. Looks perfect. Now when there are too many comments, for example, where are the comments? Comment section. So this one, let's take a comment. See where is the first comment starting. Okay, so here I'm gonna say first comment, and then where it ends is gonna be the second comment. And save. Now if there are too many comments, and save, as you can see the post it's way too big. Okay, so how do we fix this? Well, we're gonna go to the comments. So where is it? Comments section, and we want the height. So height, max height of maybe let's say 80, maybe let's say 40. Max height of 40. Okay, now I think 60 should be not 60, but let's say 48, let's say 44, say 40. Yeah, 40 should be. So now I'm gonna say overflow, because as you can see we have all these comments overflow on the y-axis, so vertically we want it to be scroll, and save. Now when we get too many comments, we have this scroll bar. Okay, next thing we have to do, actually let's take this and paste it right here, because we get this scroll bar at the top, and we don't want we want the scroll bar to end right here. So I'm gonna add it here, and let's see what happened. So comment section, okay, so to fix this, I'm gonna go on, I'm gonna delete, let me go back, max height of 40. Okay, let's wait a little bit. So we take this max height and we leave it right here for now, but let's delete the comments, because we have like 10,000 comments now. So let me delete them. Where are they? So from the second comment right here, okay, so from here I'm gonna delete the rest of the comments. So we have only 3 now. The last one is this one, so I'm gonna delete this one as well. Actually no, let's leave it for now. So as we can see, we have to create another div, that's the problem, and we're gonna put inside all the comments. So I'm gonna put all the comments inside this div, and now we can take the max height and overflow and paste it here. Save this, and what's up? Control Z, max width, overflow on the Y, scroll. What's happening? Let's refresh this. I don't think there are enough comments, so we have to paste another comment to see if it's working or not. So I'm gonna paste this one and save. And as you can see, it's not working, is it? I'm gonna paste 2 more. Nope, it's not working. So Control Z, Control Z, and save. So max height should be, let's rethink this. I'm gonna say max height of 20. And when are too many, first let's say background red of 400, and overflow Y of scroll. Oh, my bad. Actually, so there's the first comment. Okay, well, I'm not sure why. So I'm gonna say 40. Then what is this? So 40, let's say 60, 80. Let's leave it at 40. Actually, let's see what's the problem. So we have this second comment, the first one, then we have the second one, then we have the third one. I'm gonna delete this. So we have only 2 now. Now let's check where this div ends. Okay, so this should work. I'm not sure why it's not working, because if I say height, let's say first, so this one, let me check. Okay, yeah, so this should work. So first comment, max height of 60, overflow on the Y. Let's duplicate this again. So another comment. Oops, my bad. So let's duplicate this again. You don't have to do this, I'm just checking to be sure. Let me see and save. Okay, Control Z and save, and let's leave it for now, because when we are gonna get the comments from the database, we're gonna fix this then, because now there's too much code and it's getting distracting. So where is it? Here, I'm gonna take this and I'm going to paste it. Let's first delete this from here, and I'm going to paste it just here and save this. Now when there are too many comments, let's see if it's working, and save, we get this scroll bar. I'm gonna delete the rest of the comments and save. Where it says right here over Y scroll, we can say auto, and when we don't need the scroll bar, it won't show up. So right now it's not showing up, but if there are too many comments, the scroll bar will appear. Let's delete the background color, and as you can see, we've finished building this this post. So we finished the stories, we finished the create new post, we finished the actual post. Now again, the info, for example, the number of the likes, the number of the comments, the timestamp right here, the username, the profile picture, the picture of the post, and the comments as well. We're gonna take them from Firebase, from the backend. So for now, we finished the left sidebar, the right, the feed actually. Now what we have left to do is to create this left sidebar, the right sidebar. So let's start building the right sidebar. I'm gonna make this full, and I'm gonna take my code and put it right here. So let's go to the feed. Where's the feed? And let's create the component. This should be fairly easy. So in the components, I'm gonna create another file called RightSidebar.js and save. I'm gonna say rfce and save, and then in the feed, let's import this, and we have the left sidebar. The left sidebar is going to have the context. So we have to take the images for the context. So I'm just going to copy them and I'm going to paste it. So again, if you want to type this manually, feel free to do so. Let me first save this, and here I'm gonna paste the images. Again, you can type them manually or copy them from my GitHub repo. Let's delete this, and first we're gonna have a title. So inside this div, we're gonna have another div called actually we have a p tag, so this is gonna be contacts, and save. And now we're gonna need three what are they called, another three things. So I'm gonna copy them and import the this React icon, this React items, and these dots. So after the contacts, we're gonna have the image of the camera. So we have the contacts. Let's add the camera and save. I'm gonna say flex, item center, and then after the camera we need a loop. So the search camera, if we search and paste it here. Okay. Next thing is to add the dots. So the dots are an image, so I'm gonna create a div and an image component and save with the source equals the dots. Save this. What's the problem? Dots, image, new. Oh, we have to import the image. So image from Next.js, make sure you import it right here and save. This should be width of 7 and height of 7. Yeah, looks good. Now let me say flex. I thought it's not centered, but it is centered indeed. So these images should be in a different div with a space on the x-axis of 2, and I'm gonna say flex items center. Perfect. And now I'm gonna say to the context, I'm gonna say class name, padding to the right of 2, maybe 4. Okay, now looks better. What's left to do? I'm gonna say to this contact, or where is it? Here. I'm gonna say text, not text, but font of bold. Okay, looks nice. We can give some margin to the right, to this thing, to this whole thing. Margin right of, let's say padding right of 2, and maybe at the top we can give the same we can give the same padding left of 7, so margin right of 7 and padding top of 4. So I'm gonna copy this. And to the right sidebar I'm gonna paste them right here, but instead of padding left I want padding right. Voila, we have the same thing, but the margin to the top it's way too much for the contacts, so I'm gonna say 8 maybe. Yeah, looks good. Next thing, maybe padding to the right. 7 is too much as well. 7 now should be the same. We leave it as 7. Next thing is to add the these guys. Okay, so I'm gonna create a what is called const. So I'm gonna create an array with each person, so we can map through each of them. So I'm gonna say const equals, no, const profiles equals, and I'm gonna have an array, and I'm gonna have an object, and inside this object, let me put it like this. inside this object I'm gonna have the name of for example, this is gonna be Albert Einstein, so E, and then I'm gonna have the photo with Albert. Now we're gonna do the same thing with each person. I'm not going to type them manually. I'm gonna paste them right here. Again, you can copy this from my GitHub or type it manually. So from here to here, that's it. Save this. And now we can map through the profiles. So if we go, where is it? So this ends right here, I think. Padding flex, item center. Okay, we can take this padding right and small and padding top and add it here, because we want to create another div and we want the same styling for it as well. So here inside this div, I'm gonna map through the profiles. I'm gonna say profiles dot map, and for each profile I want a div, and inside this div I'm going to have an image. So image it's a normal tag, so I'm gonna say source equals with profile dot, what is it called, let's see, photo. So photo, and save, and we get an image for each photo, for each object, and that src, and save, and now we get the images. They are obviously way too big, so where is it? Here. I'm gonna say width of 12 and height of 12, and here they are. I'm gonna say 14 actually, want them a little bit bigger, and rounded full, and save, and let's copy this and paste it. Oops, and paste it here and the image. So class name equals, oops, paste it here, and we can say flex, and take this flex and put it right here. And now I can say object cover. So now the images look good in their frames. Let's say space on the Y of 4, but not here, but here, and save. Now this what is this? So here, okay, so we want a margin top of 4 for here, we want a margin top, and let's check this out. Now I feel that these images are a little bit too big, so let's go back to 13 or 12. So 13. Now let's leave it at 12. So they look good now. Let's continue. We have to, after the image, we want the name of the person. So the image with 12, height 12. Okay, so after the image, what's the problem? I'm gonna create another div, and I'm gonna put this div inside this div. Save. Is there any problem? No, it's not. So we're gonna create a p tag, and here we're gonna have the profile dot name. I hope it is. Yeah. No, not name. Yeah, profile dot name, but in curly braces. Save. And we have the names. Let's say flex right. Let me check here. And items center, class name we want a padding left of 4, not 4 but 2 or 3. Nice. Want to say font semi-bold. Yeah, looks nice. Maybe bold. No, looks good like it is. Now let's add the green light here for when you are online. So to this I'm gonna create a div. This is gonna be absolute, and I'm gonna have a width of 4 and a height of 4 and a background of green, let's say 500. Save. Now this div is gonna be rounded full, and since it's absolute, I'm gonna say bottom 0, and it disappeared because we have to say relative to this div, relative, and save. Let's move the green circle to the right, so I'm gonna say right 1, right 1. Now this can be smaller, so I'm gonna say 3 and 3. Good. Now it looks good. The only thing left to do, actually let's leave it at 4 because we're gonna do something. So with 4, height 4, I'm gonna say padding all around of 1 and background of white. So let's delete this, and I'm gonna say border, save. I'm gonna say border white, save. Say border of 2, and I think it's looking decent, but let's keep this at 3, save. Maybe 3.5. Let's see if it's working with the Tailwind sizes. Yeah, it's working. So now we can say write 1.5, no, 0.5. Okay, so now they look good. I think this is it for the front end. Let me check this on mobile. Yeah, so as you can see, we have this on mobile, so we don't want this. How do we fix this? We go to the feed, we go to the right sidebar, and right here we want to say hidden, and save. Now let's see, it's not showing up. And then when do we want this to show up? Well, after 120 pixels, so let's check. So after XL on LG, let's check if it's working on LG first. So 1024 on 1024, I think this should work as well. So after LG we want this to show up, so I'm gonna say LG flex maybe, or block. Let's check. Voila, we have this. Now let's refresh. And why is this? Okay, let's check why. Oh, not flex but block. Yeah, that's why it's. So let's check. When we are here, it's appearing, and at the end looks perfect. Let's check this on mobile again for the last time. So inspect mobile S20. Oh, so here we have some problems. The text it's too big. So how do we fix this? It's MD and another one. Okay, I'm gonna go to the comments, to the post. Where is the post? Post and Emily Doe. So I'm gonna Control F, Emily Doe. I'm gonna say white space no wrap. Let me copy this, and if we save, you can see it's not wrapping anymore. So we want to do the same thing with the comments. So for the comments, class name, same thing. Now it's not wrapping anymore, but it's way too close, as you can see. So to fix this, the text on this on the mobile phone, we want the text to be smaller. That's the single way we can fix this. So we want to say text 14 pixels maybe. Let's copy this and paste it right here as well. And if we save, we have these comments, maybe let's say 15 pixels. Where is it? So if I go here and I say 15, and if I go to the, where is it? Here. I'm gonna say 15 as well. They look decent on 15 as well. So I think the normal size is 16. So let me check something. I'm gonna delete this. Okay, you don't have to do this, but I think, yeah, the normal sizing it's 15. So it's 16. So we want this to be 15 on mobile, and then on the small screen sizes we want the text to be 16 pixels back again. So let's copy this, and on small we want them to be 16. So so when we go to the responsive, and let's say here we have the normal text font. Now what I saw on the mobile, we have a problem. So right here, what's on our mind, as you can see, it's not showing up. So how do we fix this? We go here, we go to the, where is it? So in the create new post, you see what's on your mind. So right here, I'm gonna say just truncate. If I click save, as you can see, we get dot when it's too long. So I think this is it for the front end. Let me check again. So we have the nice navbar, a responsive navbar. Then when it gets too small, the stories look very nice. We have the post. So now what we are going to do? Well, since we finished the front end, we're gonna go and install Firebase, next auth, so we can log in with Google, so we can get the information from the database, so we can send requests to the database, all that good stuff. Well, this was the end of the second video. In the next one, we are going to start building the backend of our app. If you are stuck or need help with a project, feel free to book a study session with me on Fiverr, link in the description. Otherwise, join my Discord channel to become part of our community. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.